Alright, so let's start by looking at how to build stairs. So we'll just go to level 1, and you can see I already have a few stairs in here, and we'll use those here in a little bit. But let's just go to architecture and let's look at stair. So stair, you have a series of pieces that you'll be creating: a run, landing, supports. You have different ways of creating the run. You can make it just a straight shot. You can use a full step spiral. You can use some of these other types of spiral. For the most part, for your project, I don't know, you might be using some of these. Spiral staircase, just so you know, have very specific ADA requirements. So you're going to want to look at that before you use them. Traditionally, some of these would be more for residential, where you can get away with a little bit more. But we're going to be using this straight run. So the way that works is that you can create from a sketch, but we're not. We're just going to do pretty basic. Where you start is where the bottom tread will be, and then you'll be going up from there. So, and you define, what level you're going to be going to. In this case, I only have a level 1 to a roof, so that is a height of 12'8". You'll go from level 1 to 2. So if I go all the way up, it's told me exactly how many risers I need. You can see that 22 risers created, 0 remaining. So that's just kind of a basic stair with a traditional rise. If I don't go all the way, so I can go all the way and I'd say okay, and that worked. There's a stair, and if we look at the 3D view, we're going to see a pretty complete stair. That with railings and everything, got stringers and treads and risers and all the bells and whistles. That's the beauty of Revit. Now let's do something a little bit different. So we'll go back into stair, and you'll see that if you start and then stop and then start again, it will automatically create the landing. I'm just curious what will happen if I start, stop, start, stop. Okay, well, I was just curious if it would create that landing. It didn't. That's okay. We don't need that. So if you have the kind of condition where you're doing a switchback stair, there you can see it's pretty easy to create that landing condition. So for our purposes, we'll just start by using that one. I'm just going to get rid of that. So here we have, we've gotten rid of the railings because they're just getting a little much to deal with. I'm going to center my orbit so I can pivot around this guy. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what components we have here. So when you're talking about stairs, you have the stringer, which is the main beam, sloped beam support. You have the riser, the rise here, which is the vertical piece we see right there. We have the tread, we can see has this nosing, and those are the basic components. So let's go and select the stair, and let's look at what properties it has. So you can see it already tells us how many rises we would need, risers we'd need to get up to the top. It's telling us what the average height of each tread is, or the actual height, and then this is telling us what the tread depth is. So if we want to change that, this is the place to do it. And you can see, if you watch that, it automatically shifted everything in space. So I undo that, you can see that that's shifting out a little bit because it needed more space within to get that, 12 inches as opposed to 11 inches. Okay, so those are the nice things. These are the nice things you're going to start finding about BIM modeling, is that if you need to make a change like that, a global change, it does all the modeling for you. There are other things that get to be a little more difficult. Trying to really customize this means that you have to really get into kind of dialog boxes and whatnot. So it's not like Rhino, where if I want to change something, I just move it, I subtract it, do things of that nature. This is a little bit different. All right, so we have that. Let's see what else we can do just on this properties. It looks like that's about it.